Okay, I'm going to walk you through how to do work together 4.1. So click under working papers, 4.1 under end of review. Click on work together. Section 1 of this is we're just going to classify these accounts as either an asset, a liability, owner's equity, revenue, or expense. Accounts payable is a liability. Accounts receivable, because we're receiving that, is an asset. So again, those two are the same. Miscellaneous expense, that's pretty easy that it's an expense, all expenses. Prepaid insurance is an asset. Drawing is an owner's equity account. Cash asset. Sales is a revenue account. Supplies is an asset. Supplies expense. Automobile expense. Capital is a owner's equity, and rent expense. That's all that's asking you to do, is to tell which of the classifications it is. Then you're going to grade step 1, and you're going to go to the next step. This one is going to have us assign our account numbers. And so it's just looking at that chart of accounts. So when we look at our assets, if you remember, we talked about that assets go in the form of liquidity. So liquidity meaning how liquid is it, how fast can it be turned into cash. So cash is always going to be the first one at 110. Supplies is not the next one. Accounts receivable are. So accounts receivable, you can ask those people to give you your money back that they owe you. These happen to be individuals, so we're going by the first letter of the last name. So L North would be 120. Varese would be 130. Then supplies, you could return them to the store, 140. Prepaid insurance, 150. Then your liabilities go in alphabetical order, so A becomes before S, so 210, 220. Owner's equity, capital comes before drawing, again, alphabetical, by tens. Sales is the only revenue account, so it's 410. Then your expenses go alphabetically, so automobile would be 510. Then the next one, insurance, 520. Miscellaneous, 530. Rent, 540. And supplies, 550. Then you grade that step. Then the next step, they want to know if we put new accounts in here, where would they go? So in this particular one, we are going to add postage expense and utilities expense. So postage expense is going to come between the R and the S, the P and the R, sorry. So it's going to be 535 because M is 530, R is 540, that goes in between. And then utilities expense is going to come at the end, so 560. Then down here, it just wants to know, what would you put in number 1? That's going to be the name of the account. We're adding the new account. We're opening an account for cash. So number 1 is going to be cash. We know cash is 110. That's all it's asking is, what would you put there when you open that ledger account? And then you're going to click Save and Continue. Remember, on these, it takes you right into the On Your Own. We don't need to do those, so you can just click Continue without saving. And then grade assignment, I'm done.